Hello everyone, a very good afternoon. Welcome to Oliveboard. I am Anshul, your CAIIB mentor, and today we are here for the CAIIB all-in-one crash plus cracker demo session for your BRBL paper. So we are starting with the Crash Plus Cracker batch, which is the all-in-one batch for your June 2025 cycle. And here I will be taking your Banking Regulation and Business Laws paper. So this is the demo class for it. We are going to discuss how we will be approaching this particular all-in-one batch, the classes, the timings, and till the date of your exam, how we are going to prepare. So let us start. Before we start, make sure that you like the video, you share it with your other fellow aspirants, and you subscribe to the channel so that you do not miss any of the updates. So this is the CAIB 2025 all-in-one combo. That is under this single batch, you will get the crash as well as the cracker batch. In the crash batch, this is for your ultimate revision. We are going to have live sessions in which we will revise all the chapters, the complete syllabus, all the four modules of your BRBL paper and the other papers as well that will be taken by your other mentors. So in the crash batch, we will have around 20 to 25 live classes where we will do the complete revision of the theory part. Then, after the crash batch, we will start with the cracker, in which we will discuss all the possible MCQs. Again, in the live classes. In the live sessions, I will be asking you questions. You will be answering those, and we'll discuss in detail all the answers. So, the general MCQs, case study type, numericals, everything you will get in the cracker batch. So, after the revision of theory, around 15 to 20 live sessions will be or are planned for the MCQ discussion. So here you will get full revision, that is of the complete syllabus, as well as live practice of all the possible MCQs covering the full syllabus. These MCQs will be based on the difficulty level and the importance that are the most probable MCQs for your exam for the 2025 June cycle. There are separate batches for English and Hindi medium. So all the papers in the English medium and all the papers in the Hindi medium batches. You'll get 110 plus live classes covering all papers, 190 plus full mock test, sectional, case study and numerical, and 50 plus live MCQs and case study classes as well. Everything under one batch. That is why it is the all-in-one combo. Let us discuss what all will be there. So in the BRBL paper, the Banking Regulation Business Laws, first we will have 25 live sessions for the whole syllabus revision. There are four modules in our BRBL paper, and there are more than 30 units. There are 34 units that we need to cover. All the 34 units will be covered. We will not leave any topic, any chapter behind in the 25 live sessions. But this will be exam and revision focused. Then in the cracker that will start after the theoretical part, we will have 20 plus live question answer practice sessions. So in the live classes, we'll be practicing all the MCQs, then the case studies, which are very important for your BRBL paper, the statement type questions, without option type questions, everything in the live sessions. So the question answer practice classes will also be live. Then if apart from these live classes, you also get access to the mock tests. So you'll get 10 full length mock tests for each subject. You'll get sectional tests, case study tests, numerical based, and the learning medium for this particular batch where I will be taking the BRBL paper will be in English medium, both content and explanation. Hindi medium is also available. Bilingual medium is also available that you can avail. All right. So these mock tests for all the papers are, you have the access to it. And now when you have time left of only about the full April month and the May month, you need to start practicing the mock tests as well. So weekly mock tests are also important. All right. So attend the live classes and practice the mock tests, and you will definitely qualify your exam, CIB exam, in this very attempt. Now let us discuss about the BRBL paper. There are 4 modules and 34 chapters. Many of these chapters are divided into further parts, like the Indian Contract Act, Unit 25 has around 6 to 7 parts. Then the Sale of Goods Act again has 5 to 6 parts. Companies Act has many parts. So these 34 units have been divided into subparts. We will cover all the parts in the revision format. All right. So first we have module A. Module A, which is compliance and regulations. There are 7 units in module A, mostly related to the Banking Regulation Act and the RBI Act. We will be covering the provisions for regulation of the banks, how RBI exercises its control over the organization of bank, does the central government have any power, then the returns, winding up, mergers and acquisition of the banks, the NBFCs, financial sector legislative reforms, and the FSDC. These are the units covered in the module A. Then we have module B, which is some important acts and laws of legal aspects, like we have the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, the Negotiable Instruments Act, FEMA Act, Payment and Settlements. Then we will discussing about the mortgages, so the law related to securities and mode of charges. Mortgage will be covered, appropriation, assignment, hypothecation, and then how creation and registration as well as satisfaction of charges is done, right? So all of these things are there in module B. Then module C has other important laws and acts like the Reserve Bank Integrated Ombudsman Act, the MSMED Act, SURFACI Act, IBC Code, DRT. Everything is covered in module C. All right. The Consumer Protection Act, Law of Limitation, Tax Laws, Bankers Books Evidence Act. These are in module C. And finally, we have module D, which is related to the commercial and other laws. How the commercial laws have their applicability with reference to the banking operations. So the essentials of a contract under the Indian Contract Act of 1872. What is the meaning of a contract, a legal contract? What are the different specific and general contracts? Contracts of indemnity, guarantee, bailment, pledge, and agency. Then we have the Sales of Goods Act 1930. What are the conditions and warranties? Rights of unpaid seller is covered in the Unit 26. Then partnership, what is a limited liability partnership under the Partnership Act of 1932, meaning and definition, relations of partners, then dissolution, minors admitted to a partnership. We will also be covering the Companies Act, right? So the types of companies, MOA, Memorandum of Association, Article of Association, prospectors, directors. Then separately, the Transfer of Property Act, RTI, Information Technology Prevention of Corruption. All of these commercial nature acts are covered in the module D. All right, so total 34 chapters divided into 4 modules. Now, if we discuss about the priority, which module has the highest priority in our exam? That is the maximum marks or the maximum questions. They come from module C and module D. So these two modules together have the highest priority. All right, around 60 plus marks will be here from module C and D. And then third in the priority list is module B, around 25 marks questions from module B, and the remaining 15, 10 to 15 marks questions from module A. So first on the priority list is module D, then module C, module B, and then module A. But this does not mean that we can skip any module, because the institute will increase the difficulty level as it has been increasing in every exam cycle. So we cannot afford to leave any module. We have to cover all the chapters, all the modules. We need to practice all the questions, and case study questions are very important, because this is where the institute will trick us. So case study question is also very, very important. How will you approach the case study? If you have the conceptual clarity, then you can easily solve the case study type questions. But to easily solve them, first you need the conceptual clarity and time management. Why? Because the case study that institute gives us, these are lengthy, these are quite lengthy. And if you do not have enough practice, it will take a lot of time for you to understand what the question is asking from us. That is why practicing the case study is very important. So practice the mock tests, as well as in the cracker batch we will solve all the case studies from all the units. So what should be our strategy? You will complete the syllabus. Do not skip any module thinking that it is not important. Do not skip module A. From module A there are various sections that are every time asked in our exam. Then you should practice the mock tests that will help you evaluate and analyze your preparation level. Even if you score less in the first or second mock test, then also keep practicing. You will understand which chapters you are lagging, or if because of time management you are losing marks, you can improve on that. You should follow the exam specific notes. PDF notes are very important. After you attend the live classes, download the PDF, and while you're traveling, while you're commuting, just go through the notes. It will help you revise. And revision is very, very important. This crack plus cracker batch is your first step towards your revision. Then you will also be joining us in the capsule batches and the marathon classes right before your exam. So right before the exam, that is in June, you're on 28th. The week before that, we will have the marathon sessions daily, 4 to 5 hours, in which we will revise our syllabus once again, and it will be our final revision. But for the final revision, first you need this strategy. Complete the syllabus, practice all the mock tests, revise from the PDF notes. What are the type of questions that we will be discussing in our cracker live classes? We will discuss the direct MCQs with 4 options, like what is the penalty for furnishing incomplete information or filing false returns under the Banking Regulation Act? What is the penalty for continued contravention of the provisions under the RBI Act? These are the direct MCQs where you will be given 4 or 5 options. Then you will be given statement type questions. Which of the following are correct about the difference between the MOA and AOA, right? Which of the following are correct about the eligibility of directors of a company? Like this statement type questions, you will be given 4 to 5 statements and then options from which you will choose which statements are correct. Then case study based questions are very important. Case study based questions are very, very important. For example, if we are talking about the right to information, so applicability, or if we are talking about the maintenance of non-maintainable complaints, or what is the procedure or disposal of request, there the institute can form a case study. All right. And then multiple selection type questions where you need to choose from the given statements. There will be questions with no options as well. So how are you going to answer those questions? We will practice in more than 20 live classes, all the types of questions that are asked in the exam. All right. I hope everything that we have discussed, how we are going to approach the all-in-one batch is clear. If you have any doubts, any queries, you can let me know in the comment section regarding the batches. So your BRBL paper for the English medium, the classes will be at 9 p.m. daily. Daily 9 p.m. All right. Now let us start with the first unit from our module A, which is the legal framework of regulation of banks. So we know that banking in India is mainly regulated by two acts, the Banking Regulation Act of 1949 and the Reserve Bank of India Act of 1934. Before we move forward, if you look at these notes, here I have highlighted the important points. And if you have a glance on the Macmillan book or any other sources, you'll find that all the information is given in a manner which you cannot make out as to what topics or points are important for the exam. Sometimes updated information will not be given to you, or the information which is present could be redundant, repeated. Removing all of those constraints, the notes that you will get here after each live class, they will be summarized to the point exam specific notes. Coming back, so who has the right to exercise control over the banks? The Reserve Bank of India as well as the central government. Mostly the powers are given to the Reserve Bank of India. But in certain cases, like winding up of the banks, acquisition of the banking company, powers are given to the government as well. So the government can order, for example, a inspection to be conducted on any banking company if it is in the public interest, or if they feel that the actions of the banking companies are in detriment or prejudicial to the banking system or to the rights of the depositors, they can order the inspection, scrutiny, and acquisition as well as winding up. All right. However, the regulatory provisions are not uniformly applicable to all the banks, all the types of banks, public sector, private sector, scheduled, cooperative banks. There are different provisions. For example, if we talk about the paid up capital reserves or maintenance of the CRR and SLR, it is different for different categories of banks, all of which is covered in your module A, right? So the applicability depends on the constitution of a bank, whether it is a statutory corporation, a banking company, or a cooperative society. This you will be seeing in the unit 3 and unit 4 regarding how the provisions are applicable. Then, if we talk about the definition of banking, a very important section, Section 5B of the Banking Regulation Act defines banking as the accepting of public purpose, the accepting for the purpose of lending or investing of deposits of money from the public, which is repayable on demand, withdrawable by check, draft, order, otherwise. So we have two parts. Banking business. Any company who wants to be known as a banking company will have to accept deposits from whom? From the public. Which type of deposits? Which are withdrawable on demand. And they will have to give loans or advances to the public. So these are the two functions: acceptance of deposits from the public and lending or investment of such deposits. These deposits may be repayable on demand or after a period, like the CASA deposit or the term deposit, as agreed upon the banker. But accepting deposits from the public will not mean that the banker is going to accept deposit from anyone. Only those individuals who fulfill the KYC requirements, have proper identification and compliance, the banks, they will open the accounts for them. Otherwise, they can refuse to open the account. All right. So these deposits are withdrawable by check, Under the Section 49A of the Banking Regulation Act, no person other than a banking company, Reserve Bank of India, State Bank of India, or any other banking institution other than notified by the central government is authorized to accept deposits withdrawable by check. This, however, does not apply to any special savings scheme which is run by the government. All right, so normally under the Banking Regulation Act, no person other the banking company, RBI or SBI will accept deposits which are withdrawable by check. Otherwise than a savings bank scheme run by the government. Now, there's an exception to this. We said that only banking companies will accept deposits, but the non-banking entities will also accept deposits. These are the non-banking financial companies, firms, and unincorporated associations of persons who will accept deposits. How do they accept deposits? What are the provisions? Everything is covered in detail in your Unit 6, the non-banking financial companies. So, regulators of NBFC, registration, capital guidelines, the corporate governance, co-lending with the NBFCs, everything is covered in the Unit 6 where we will discuss it in detail. The NBFC's Acceptance of Public Deposits, RBI Directions 1998. Under this, the deposits can be accepted by the non-banking financial companies as well. All right. Now, regarding the license for banking, for any company to start with the banking business, that is accepting deposits and giving advances or loans, first it is necessary to have a license from RBI. Without getting this license, they cannot carry on the banking business. Also, RBI can reject the license. They can also cancel the license given by them at any time if they feel that the banking company is unable to meet the compliance requirements, or they are unable to pay the depositors, they're unable to maintain the paid up capital. Any reasons again that we will study in Unit 4, right? So, license from RBI under Section 22 of the Banking Regulation Act. Every banking company has to use the word bank as a part of its name, and no other company than a banking company can use the word bank, banker, banking as a part of its name. All right. Except, obviously, there are the exceptions of the subsidiaries of banks, association of banks, even the primary credit societies or a cooperative society. All right, they are exempted from this restriction. Then, under the Section 6 of the Banking Regulation Act, we are given the permitted activity. Apart from accepting deposits and giving loans, banks' activities also include advancing of money either with or without security, carrying the transaction of guarantee and indemnity business, managing, selling, and realizing property. These are also some activities which are permitted. However, the Section 8 of the Banking Regulation Act prohibits a banking company from engaging directly or indirectly in trading activities and undertaking trading risks. That means that cannot buy or sell either themselves or on behalf any goods. So they are not allowed to trade in goods. Goods for this purpose means every kind of movable property. Stocks, shares, money, bullion. These are the goods. All right. Here we are not talking about the realization of securities. That is, if the banks they want to recover their dues, there they can sell the securities. We are here talking about the buying and selling of goods. All right. So the bank cannot buy or sell or barter the goods directly or indirectly. Okay. And like this, we are going to cover all the units from all the four modules in the similar manner in the revision format so that we can complete the syllabus. So that and this, the important acts and laws which are covered in the BRBL paper. There's the Banking Regulation Act and RBI Act in Module A. Then PMLA, NI Act, FEMA, Payment and Settlement, MSMED, SURFACE. These are covered in your Module B. Then Module C has other the recovery of debts, insolvency, IBC code, Legal Services Authorities Act, consumer protection, limitation, tax laws. The commercial acts are given in Module D. These are all the acts that are covered in the BRBL paper and that we are going to cover in our crash and cracker all in one batch. So that is all for today. And I will see you in the first class of your crash batch, 9 p.m. on 6th of April. So you can join the course now and use the code SPL for the Ramadan special, and this offer ends on 25th of March. You can avail flat 51% off on your JIB and CIB subscription. So use the code, avail the benefit, join the course now, and I will see you in the first class. Also, you can join the Super Elite plan where you will, along with the foundation, get the Crash, Cracker, Capsule, everything under the Super Elite plan. That is all from my side. If you have any doubts, any queries, you can let me know in the comment section. If you found the video helpful, make sure that you like it, you share it, and subscribe to the channel of Oliveboard so that you do not miss any updates. All the important updates regarding your exam preparation, everything you will get on this one channel. And if you have any doubts, please comment down below, or if you want me to share anything with you, any information, that also you can let me know. So thank you so much. All the best, and I will see you in the class.